stuff, sometimes you sleep in or
I
whatever.
got here around 11:30 last night. So I drove like
What time did
1,700
you get?
miles in less than a. I left New Mexico around noon New Mexico time on Saturday, and I drove straight through basically all the way to here.
Did you get any sleep?
I drove straight through all the way to here basically.
Right.
So that's like a lot of hours straight driving, like 1,700 miles
How are
in
you
like
feeling
30
this
something
morning?
hours.
Are you tired right
Yeah, I feel
now?
great because I got enough sleep last night. I don't need too much sleep. I just needed to be.
Did you train Tammy this morning?
Yes,
How'd
I
that
already
go?
trained Tammy. I trained Scott.
Oh, oh, okay. So what time is it? See, now you're different now. Now you're
I'm back at your time, 7 o'clock.
okay. I'm 6 o'clock. Okay.
Okay, your Central time.
Yeah. See, I keep forgetting what time frames and all that confuses me. So are we this morning?
Huh?
Are we the only ones this morning?
I think Julio's gonna get on later, so just start working
Okay.
out.
Okay.
I mean, I sent Deanna and Dev, but they must be asleep still.
Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes you just feel like you got to do that. Is that okay, or should I? I don't know. I don't know how people do their
Right
camping.
there.
It drives me nuts.
Try to keep. Remember, when you go down, don't keep your head up. Keep your head normal. Right there, right there. And then, yeah, good work. Good. That was good.
Yeah, felt good. Ooh.
I don't know
How's the weather?
well, I don't know what I did, but I know that it says I I drove straight from over there over here. Well, I've been driving for like so long now because this was like actually 3 weeks exactly to the day I left. So today will be the I would have left 3 weeks ago this morning, and for the last 2 weeks I've been there have been no clouds in the sky. So all the way even back, which I'm amazed, even in Florida, the sky was just blue. There was no clouds at all everywhere I've been driving. I was amazed by that. Ready, Julio? You go. That way Tracy could rest. How are you,
Oh,
senor?
Julio's there. Hi, Julio.
Hello.
Julio showed up just in time.
Just getting this. Just a
Good, good. You gotta unmute it, Tammy. You gotta unmute it, Tammy. Don't unmute it. Leave it off. You're like a mime. We want to be a mime. At the top, hold a little more, Tammy. Hold, squeeze. There, and let it pull you down slow. We're back up already. So your dog was screaming outside to let him in. Now he's standing there, really waiting for you to let him out.
No,
He's
Ari.
like, I want to go in and out. Because what I really like to do is see you open the door for me and then open the door again. She's a beautiful dog.
I know she is. You should see Rihanna's.
When I was in Santa Fe, I stayed in Santa Fe, New Mexico with one of our members. It was in a beautiful area, and we went walking around this trail, and there were so many pretty dogs there.
Rihanna's got a Lancey Newfie.
Hmm.
We can't go anywhere. It's bad. People stop us
Yeah,
constantly.
constantly.
It's such a beautiful dog. I
Ready,
can't.
Julio?
Yeah.
Chest out, shoulders pulled back. Bring that bar a little lower, a little lower. Right there. Good. Arch yourself back and chest out. There you go. Good.
Oh my God.
Ready, Tracy?
Yep.
Doing good. Good. Ready? Julio?
Kind of.
Good. Good. Come on, come on. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. ¿Cuál? Yo la puse ahí. Yo la había llevado para dársela a ella, pero ella compró una allá, recuérdate. Yeah. Ready, Tracy?
Oh my
Yeah.
that's it. Easy.
Doing good.
Oh. Oh. That felt good. You still have me on the screen, Mikkel.
I think she left. Yeah. Yeah.
Ready? Uh-oh, here comes the good one. So you have the white and the orange.
Yeah.
Man, you are so much leaner.
Oh, 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 oh my god. You're gonna fall off.
Nice.
My leg will fall off.
Well, now just rest because Tracy is just sitting there because she's done for the day.
Yeah. Could be, yeah.
Oh,
I wanted to show you something, Mikkel.
All right.
Duct tape. I got like this tour right here with duct tape.
Mhm.
So, because you don't think it'll rip the rest of the way, do you? That
No,
orange.
because that doesn't do
Yeah.
nothing.
Well, I didn't
That
know
right
if,
there, that part right there is just so that the bar has something nice, but it's not that it's gonna do anything to the that right there does nothing. How'd you
okay,
tear
I
it?
didn't know. I didn't know
Did you
like if,
hit it against something?
I don't know. I just noticed it. I did my workout yesterday and
You
maybe I,
had to have had it against something metal or something lying against it because
maybe
there's no
when
way
my
for it
bar,
to
well, my
unless
bar
you
did,
slice it with something. There's nothing for it to.
no, yesterday I did split squats and then I was setting up for the regular squats and then I kind of slipped. It slipped. So maybe it scratched or caught on to something
Yeah,
when
it had to have sliced against
yeah.
something because
And I'm not
it shouldn't
complaining
be.
about it. I'm
But
not,
that's just a rubber thing that
uh-huh.
does nothing.
So it doesn't matter.
Even if
Okay.
you took it off, then it would just be metal on metal, and you probably want to wrap it with duct tape or something so that it's not
Okay.
metal on metal. But in reality,
That's
that's
what I
not
was
doing
gonna,
anything.
that's what I was gonna ask
Yeah.
you. That's, because I just didn't.
That the rubber is not what's strong there. It's the metal inside
Yeah.
of it.
Oh, I'm not like complaining, saying I want to return or anything. I was just
Oh
asking you if
no,
you
no. What I'm saying is that it's just
would help.
nothing's gonna. Mine's in one of them has. I was sensing, and it has basically the front of it is completely like this. So I just like put it over the thing. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect it in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. And I did, I played around with shortening my Paraforce bands yesterday. The light gray, I shortened and did the triceps. It worked great. It
Yes,
even smoother than the red 32
yes.
inch.
The
And
power
it
force
was
bands are just
just,
smoother.
yeah.
When
And it was,
I was in New Mexico with one of our Joy boss, we trained at her house, and the same thing she says. Well, I thought bands were nothing, and when she tried the power force bands, she says, "Wow, that's just different." It's just it's such a better workout with your with it feels different, and you're able to work out differently with it. You're able to like actually. There's something about it that allows you to squeeze better.
yeah. And I shortened the dark gray with my shorteners for the
Yeah,
chest.
exactly.
It's just when I was doing it online with you, I feel I kind of rush. So I can't seem to get rushing. So I make everybody wait on. So but yesterday I was by myself and I just pushed. It felt good. I like them.
Nice, good.
Just need to get bigger ones too. A little bit thicker ones, shorteners.
Shorteners, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just go to the store, hardware store, get PVC and cut it down.
Yeah, I know. I
It's
just need
cheap,
to
and just
do
do
it.
that.
Yeah. How are you liking your Paraforce bands, Julio?
I love them.
You love
Really
them?
good. Yeah. Get you really tired.
Yeah, because I noticed you just started using them, you said. So yeah.
Yeah. Good.
You ready for that next leg, or you're still doing good?
Me?
Yeah, you, because you got the other
Yeah,
leg
yeah,
to do now.
yeah,
No, but
yeah,
only do it once you're ready. So rest
yeah.
up. Be sure you're
Okay.
ready.
Yeah, yeah. Is it normal that with one leg do a lot less reps?
Yes, it's normal, and I already know why. Also, when you finish, I'll let you know. Besides
I
one
do
leg
that
being
too.
better than the other, but there's a reason for it.
Okay.
I know that bugs me too.
You guys are bugged by things that are that the reality is
I
one
know.
leg that's stronger is really not stronger, and I'll tell you why.
practice alternating between which leg I start with too, which feels awkward sometimes.
Is this your stronger leg, Julio, or your weaker leg?
Oh, come on, you can talk, Julio.
No, I can't myself.
Is that your stronger or weaker leg?
I done one more rep with this one now, but normally with my left, I do like maybe 5 or 7 less reps. So I was like, what the hell? But today, I haven't changed anything, and I did even one more rep with the left than with the right. So I don't understand.
It's first of all, you got stronger, so you were gonna get stronger anyways. You would have done it the other way around. You probably would have gotten the same amount here, but more with the other one. But we'll see. The reality is, and it's funny because the leg that you get less or more reps with, right? Since you have the force bar and you're able to actually measure, you actually find out that you never get the same tension from one leg to the other. You will figure it will be the same tension. You could never measure the same tension from one leg to the other unless you're a very probably even person with your proportions. But you'll notice then that the leg with the less reps, when you measure it with the force bar and you're using the same band, it's always heavier than the stronger leg. So is that leg doing less reps, or is it that you're actually pulling more tension with that leg? Because of the angle and proportions, since we could actually measure, the leg that is weaker is actually pulling more tension. The leg that is stronger, that's getting more reps, actually pulls less tension. And that's just because since with this, we could measure actual mechanical or less. One side of you has a mechanical advantage opposed to the other. So the same band feels heavier to one side than it does to the other. It's actually pulling more because of proportion, because of angles, whatever. It's actually pulling more or less tension. So if you were doing static weights, even though you're lifting the same 100 pounds, that tension is actually less to one side than the other. One side has a mechanical advantage to it, and one side has less. So if you were picking up 100 pounds statically, when you actually set up in the positions, one position actually makes that 100 pounds feels like 95, and the other side might feel like 105 because it has a mechanical advantage to it or not, depending on proportions. We're not symmetrical, and we don't move symmetrically, no matter how much. The people that probably get even are probably very symmetrical in their body, and their movements very symmetrical, so it makes both sides feel exactly the same proportionally, right? That's why probably with one arm I'm able to pick up a lot more than the other. Well, but why not? One arm of mine is 1 inch longer. So how the heck is gonna? Obviously, the other side has a mechanical disadvantage, especially when you're using a bar, because now one side is proportionally lifting is at a different angle. The elbows are more forward, the elbows is less because of the dam. One side is 1 inch longer, so it's going to pull differently. The muscle is attached differently. So you just do go to failure in each one and don't worry about it, because there's no way to mechanically compare it.
I notice that in my
It has
face.
a different proportion length and different movement pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you're perfectly symmetrical, which maybe 1 out of 1,000,000 people is, and they're going to be more even in their pull. So it isn't something to really worry about in a sense. Both sides are going to be stronger than they were before. You see what I'm saying? If we go by a graph, 6 months from now, you'll be stronger in both sides. Doesn't mean that they'll be even, because one side's just simply better situated for you to pull with or you to push with. That's why we're right-handed or left-handed, right? Or whatever, right-sided or left-sided. One side's gonna be better. Maybe I'm the dexterous people, they're feeling the same amount, and then that's why they're able to handle it.
Yeah.
You know, doing splits with the belt is a superior exercise than the front squat.
It's a better, yes. It builds
If
a,
it's superior, better results.
yes, it gives you much better result because anytime you're doing single, right, you're able to focus much more into that leg. That's why like Bulgarian squats where you're holding the dumbbells and you're lifting one back and you're only doing one leg at a time, of course that builds more. Now remember, with powerlifting and with everything, the idea is not to build anything. The idea is to how much can I show off in that number that I'm able to lift. Obviously a double leg squat is going to lift more. So people are always concerned with lifting more. Why does it show in the number? It's impressive, right? It looks cool, but you always have gotten a better result lifting with one leg as far as the muscle development for that leg. It's going to build more because it's simply taxing the leg with more, and it's healthier in a sense because you don't need as much tension. That one leg is not going to pull the same as two legs. So now
Yeah.
you're not loading your upper body with that kind of tension. Here with a belt squat, it's even better because you're not loading your upper body anyways. Really, you're not loading your spinal cord. You're just doing straight into that leg. So yeah, it allows you to build the leg even better
Okay, makes
because you're
sense.
able to drive that much tension into one.
And the last question, do
Mhm.
you have access to our profile pictures on the software on this app?
Yes. So
Okay,
you
but
will
have a
put them
look.
in your profile picture. Obviously, don't put them in the group chat, and then yeah, I could see them.
Just have a look and tell me what you think.
All right.
I updated yesterday. Just have a look.
Oh, you took them yesterday. Yeah, I was driving, so I had no
Yeah,
idea. All right, I'll
yeah,
take a
yeah.
look.
Just have a look. I in this one I'm flexing, but it's just to see everything.
How do you feel? How do you think
I
it
feel
feels?
better. I feel like I'm definitely my belly is going down. Still a lot to
Yes.
go, but definitely going down. Definitely.
And how do you feel you're growing?
Of course, I feel stronger
Yeah.
because
Do
I
you feel
see
you're
how
actually
I
growing
go
size?
on band. Sorry.
Do you feel you're growing size and muscle?
I think my arms are not getting smaller, which that was what I was thinking that it could happen. That when you lose weight, you also
Well,
your
then,
arms go.
okay. So then, in
But
reality, let's say that you've lost weight, which we know you have, right? But they're not getting smaller. Do you think
no,
that means they're actually growing? Because that means you've lost fat. But in order for it not to look smaller, you have to be growing in muscle mass. Because
yeah,
if you just look fat and you weren't growing muscle, you would look smaller because you get smaller, 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 smaller. Your muscle's not growing, so the muscle's not, you're just looking smaller. That
yeah,
happened to me in the beginning. In the beginning, I lost like 15 pounds and I was already a skinny person. So I got smaller all around. I just looked skinnier, right? I looked smaller, smaller,
mm,
smaller, smaller. But then slowly I started growing, growing, growing in size, right?
yeah,
After, because I,
yeah.
incredibly enough, I had more fat to lose, even though I was skinny, than I had
Imagine how
when I
much I
was
have
a
to.
skinnier person. So when people think I probably have gained over 40 pounds of muscle, because even though I went from 155 to 143. Now that means that a 143 wasn't lean mass. Let's say my lean mass might have been 120, 110, maybe. So slowly it started adding. So I lost like 15 pounds of muscle, but I had, even to get to 143, that means I gained size under that. So I was like very lean, very small. I was what I call skinny fat. So now I weigh like anywhere from 167 to 170, depending on the days. But so that means from 143, I was 155 when I first started the X3. I'm probably like, even though I was skinny, I was probably like 22, 23% body fat. So think about how much weight you lose in fat, but then you actually have to gain muscle mass under that, right?
Yeah,
To start showing. Then I went to like from 143. Then I started it within 3 months. I was back at 155, but I was 155 now, maybe with 12% body fat one or even 10%, depending. And then I really started leaning out. So you think how much you grow with, because you got to think about the amount that was fat before that isn't now fat, but you've actually gained, you passed.
Yeah.
Then eventually I got to 165. So think about it. I went to 155 to 163 to 143, 143, back up to 165. But all that was muscle basically. A lot of it was muscle gain. But I had already been gaining, even though that weight loss plus the gain, the moving up,
Yeah,
eventually
yeah,
really, really overweight people like Ricky hasn't been losing a lot of weight as far on the scale, but he's been losing a lot of size as far as the but at the same time his arms are getting bigger. So a lot of people that are easy gainers, sometimes they go, but I'm not losing any weight on the scale. Forget the weight on the scale. But if you see the size of his shirts have gone from like 5 or 6L to down to 2L, 2XL, right? The amount of fat size he's lost is incredible, but he's gaining muscle under that size. So
yeah,
sometimes for really easy gainers, they say, but I'm not losing any weight on this. Forget the scale. The scale weight is irrelevant. What you want to see is how much fat are you losing, and if you're losing a lot of fat in inches, but you don't lose any weight on the scale, that's amazing because that means you're gaining more muscle size than you're actually losing fat. Like the remember, muscle weighs more than fat in a sense. So you're gaining so much muscle that you're not able to lose fat quick enough to show a thing on the scale. Because if we were really was not gaining any muscle, his fat loss would have probably, like say on the scale, he might have lost even 20 or 30 pounds more because he's losing so much fat, right? But he's actually building muscle at the same rate he's losing. So on the
mhm,
scale, it shows nothing, but on the shirts, on everything else, it really shows because you're like
yeah,
going, but my size, my belt keeps getting smaller and I'm not
yeah,
losing. Well, that's great. That means you're losing fat, but gaining muscle mass at a really fast pace, which some
yeah,
people do. Some people just gain size easily. That's not me, but Ricky's thick. His arms are huge. Everything's huge. So obviously his body could hold muscle. Eventually, he'll stop that because you can't grow a muscle forever. But his fat loss will be quicker. His in weight, because obviously he still has fat to lose, but his weight will start dropping in that scale.
yeah,
Because now he already gained all the muscle he's gonna gain. You're not gonna gain forever. I don't care what whoever invents you that. No, you're not gonna gain. Eventually, muscle mass gain drops to like 1 pound a year, 2 pounds a year, because that's all you could gain. You're not gonna get. You're not. We're not an eternal gaining device,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's just impossible. It doesn't grow on forever. Even if you stick steroids in you forever, you're not gonna gain forever, right?
yeah,
No one does because you see it in the bodybuilders, right? In the pros, when they were sticking all the steroids they wanted, they didn't go 1 year from 400 pounds or whatever size they were to 500. It didn't happen, even though they were still. Eventually, it tops out at that level, and that's it. The only and in reality, you don't see their physique change much from year to year. Eventually, you get to a level where it just stays there, right? It just basically stays there because there's what else are you gonna do? You can, it isn't gonna like you're gonna go triple. You didn't see Arnold really change much from when he started winning to when he finished winning. He was still basically the same Arnold. He didn't go triple the size. Of course not. It can't happen. You already reached what you could reach, even with whatever you're injecting. You could reach what you could reach. Now the problem is that probably the 1980s bodybuilders really started sticking in a lot more, and then they started ending up looking like even stupid. Because yeah, you look incredible, and the size that you don't look normal, but at least the 70s bodybuilders looked awesome in their physique because they had small waist, they had the proportions look great. The 1980s bodybuilders just started looking like that cow that they removed the whatever and just looks like a freaking thing, and that just looks stupid because
yeah,
they
yeah,
started looking. You could see that their guts got really wide. They looked like a barrel. They no longer looked. They had muscle, even though they had a huge stomach, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because that's just really from all that HGH and everything that were sticking in it at the same time. You start getting like this thing. You have like this extended gut, even
yeah,
though it's
yeah. I
ripped,
noticed that.
but then you look like a barrel. It doesn't look good. You look
Mm.
like a mutant, right? And that's just stupid. At what point do you want to? It's too much size. In order to get bigger and bigger and bigger, they started sticking in so much stuff that it just looks stupid on them. I don't see how that, to me, it's like, look, the idea is to look good, not to look like a tumor that got out of control in an experiment in a lab. Right? You know, Henry Cavill, Captain America, they look great. That's what you want to look like. You don't want to look like the Thing. The Thing looks like the Thing, right? You know, yeah, there's a lot of muscle there, but you know, that doesn't look good.
Yeah. The proportions.
Yeah,
Especially
you want
those
to be
with
aesthetically
that big
proportional, not
belly.
yeah. You don't want that extended hard belly that it's full of muscle, but that doesn't look good.
Nah.
Yeah.
If you notice, the 1980s bodybuilders dropped dead a lot quicker than the 1970s one because they just got they got oversized, really like even beyond normal that you could get, and they just stuck so much inside. Remember, the only thing that the heart grows the same as the other muscles, so they grew their hearts like literally, but the cavity that your heart's in cannot grow. Right, the actual thing that holds your heart does not grow in size. It doesn't expand to expand your. So now, if the heart grows a certain amount, it actually is pushing into that side. They all have a lot of problem with that. Once you get overly big, your heart's growing bigger than the cavities inside. Now the heart is like having to function in a thing where it's being compressed,
Yeah.
and that's the problem.
Mhm.
Then you have heart problems, and not so much. It might not even be the arteries; is that your heart's too big for its cavity.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. You're trying to get abnormally big
Yeah.
and just stupid. Like why? Yeah.
I know.
So don't do that. To be just be good looking. Don't be be a regular size. You don't have to be a mutant size.
I know, just impress somebody else. Yeah, I know.
Well,
I think it's
no, I mean
at one
that's what
point.
you like, but then you're taking a risk. No matter what, you're taking a risk. If that's what you like, but you are taking the risk there. You're gonna go beyond the thing where it's no longer feasible.
Yeah.
It isn't the steroids
Don't
that
even-
kill you in a sense. It's that you did yourself so big that now body functions are becoming a problem. You're too big for the actual cavity you have, and you have to accept you have a limited. We're not a thing that just grows. Maybe if you were growing taller also, and everything was growing taller to accept that, but we're not doing that. No one can.
That would be
Okay.
good.
I wish I could grow taller.
Like-
I mean, there's an operation where they break your legs
I know.
and you could grow. They break your legs and then it
Mhm.
heals and you're bigger and then they grow. So you have to do it over years to grow a certain, but that's just like crazy.
It is. Oh.
I mean, but who doesn't want the good 5 or 6 inches? Who doesn't want to be like 6 feet something? Yeah,
It's just yeah.
But that seems like a lot of pain to do it. All right.
Oh, by the way, Deanna's got Thanksgiving, remember?
Oh, that's right. She was out. That's right. She has the Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow then.
Yeah.
All right. See you
All right.
tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Julio.